So there have been two times in my career when I seriously considered quitting. One time I actually did quit, and another time I took a different path. And this was all before quitting, or that term was even coined. So this video is about why you shouldn't quit and a better alternative. And I'll go through that by telling two stories. So the first one was about 20 years ago. I really wasn't happy with where my career was going at the time, and felt like the opportunities weren't great. And it was frankly easy for me to quit. I was an engineer at the time, part of a big staff in a big company, and I could easily just quote unquote hide and do minimal work and essentially try to ride it out, right? And do the minimum. Because I wasn't really happy or fulfilled with what I was doing at the time. So, but instead, what I decided to do, and I'm so grateful I did because it's led me to where I am today, 20 years later, is to take that opportunity to learn as much as I can. So use the resources in this big company to get the training that I wanted to, get the experience I wanted to in leadership, because I really wanted to move up in my career, but also just was very interested in taking on some leadership type of roles, and make bigger impacts. So I did that. I took on, volunteered for assignments that weren't even related to my engineering work, but it helped me gain experience in leading a group. I also decided to take on a new role that I really had very little experience in. I was still able to. It was still something that I was able to use my engineering experience, my problem-solving skills, all the things you learn as an engineering student, but also all the experience as an engineer that I developed, early in my career. I was, less than 10 years into my career, and it was really scary because it was a whole new world I was getting into. I had to admit I didn't know much, and I really had to learn a lot. But it really jump-started my growth, not only in my technical knowledge, broadening it by taking on this whole new challenge, different field, but also getting that experience in leadership and organization and all the soft skills that you need as you move up in your career. And I also met a lot of great people that opened up new doors for me and also just helped me grow as a person. And so that leads to my first advice, which is, if you're thinking about quitting, do this instead. Do everything you can to take advantage of the resources, your current situation, your current current employer has to offer to help yourself grow personally and professionally. The second story is actually much later, and that was probably only 5 years ago. And this is an example when I actually went through with quiet quitting. Kind of fell into a bit of a rut in my career, and the company just went through a reorganization and didn't really agree with any of it. Didn't like where upper management was taking the business, and I decided to work my way into a role where I didn't really have a lot of responsibilities, and I could kind of just do the minimal and really just kind of, I guess, hide again. And I took advantage of it. Well, not took advantage of it. I actually went through with it. And I was even more miserable. So I already wasn't happy at the time. And after months of quiet quitting, I just became more and more miserable, and I was not fulfilled at all. And really was not heading in a good direction in my career and also in my mindset. So that's I guess a bit of a warning, if not advice, is quiet quitting is really not going to make you any happier in your career or in your job. It's actually just going to make you more miserable because you're still not doing anything fulfilling. You're not achieving anything. You still have to put in the hours at work. Yes, you're getting paid, but all it is just trading your time, right? And you're not getting anything out of it, personally, mentally, and you're not really growing. You're not challenging yourself, and there's no joy in that. So I really caution those of you who are thinking about it to try not to get into that situation, because I fell into that, and it was not a good place. Fortunately, all the work that I had done previously by working to improve myself, get the right skills, meet new people, open up an opportunity in another company with much bigger responsibility and ultimately a much better place to be. And I was able to find that opportunity through previous connections, and fortunately I got myself out of that rut and decided to jump to this opportunity, and I couldn't be happier. So yeah, that's those are my two stories about quiet quitting. Really, why you shouldn't do it, and an alternative you might want to consider. But anyway, leave a comment below. Let me know if you are thinking of quiet quitting, if you've actually went through quiet quitting. How did it go for you? And appreciate your time. Catch you next time.